stamping friends! Welcome to the Joy of Stamping with Rachael. It's Fun Fold Friday, and today is a double feature as I'm showing you how to make 2 cards using the soon-to-be retired Bonanza Buddies stamp set. So grab your supplies while I flip. All right. There we go. Thanks for holding on. Sorry about that. All right. So today I have these 2 cards we're making, and I can't decide what we should call them. Both of them use the Bonanza Buddies stamp set that's going to retire soon. And I think we're going to go ahead and start with this guy here. We'll set this one aside. This one I want to call either the Waist Knot Fun Flap card or the 2 3/4 card, and you'll see why. And this is how it opens up. It has this great little opening here, and it can stand up like that. So let me show you the items that you need to make this card. All right, so you will need a card base, and it's going to start off by 4 1/4 by 11. We're then going to score it here in just a minute at the 5 1/2, and then we will cut it as well. Let me show you these other pieces I have ready for you. You'll need some DSP. It can be either side. I use this side for us, and that is 2 1/2 by 4. I did want to show you this piece here, because watch this. And get my little guy. You see something's missing out of that piece of paper, and that's because I was able to use my die and cut them out of the DSP. And that's how I got our little critters today, which is really awesome about some of our stamp sets, is that they have this ability to cut out from our paper. So that saves a little bit of time of stamping. Our little koala is already ready. And I have pre-stamped our inside, which is our regular size of 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have our outside white piece of paper that we'll decorate, and that is the same size as our DSP, which is at 2 1/2 and 4. So those ones match there. All right, let me get out our trimmer and show you how this works. All right, there we go. Here's our paper trimmer, and make sure you're in the screen so you can see. I'm going to take it over here, and I'm going to score it first at that 5 1/2. So I'll get my measurements on there and use my scoring, which is the lighter of the gray. And then I'm going to flip it over and put it in this way. And then I'm going to look for my 2 3/4. There's my 2, there's my 3/4, and I'm going to just cut that piece right off, like that. So we start with a regular card base, and we cut off that piece right there. But that piece we are going to use in making our card. All right, so what we do is this piece was here, and it's now going to flip like that for our image. Let's go ahead and glue on our pieces of paper. See how that works. I'm using our snail here, which is also retiring really soon. On Tuesday's the last day you can order snail from Stampin' Up. So as that piece is glued on, I'm going to glue on our DSP to that front right there. So I love this card because it really does not waste that paper. And it just uses a regular card base. You don't need anything extra. And we're going to go ahead and let's glue in this part as well. Just eyeball that. When I made mine earlier, I made sure to stamp this at the end to make sure that my little saying would cover it. Let me grab my bone folder. I set it aside. Oh, I might not even have it with me, so we'll just have to pretend. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and decorate this part, and that's pretty easy. I'm just going to use some glue on the back of my banner. This was part of the dies that came in that set. That coordinates so well. We'll flip this over and just kind of put it at an angle like that. And then this guy, I'm going to use some dimensionals for him. And I know, there we go. And I might just use, so you can see that, some of these mini dimensionals on him. Because he's just a little guy. Oh. All right. We'll take those off and put our little happy birthday guy here. Perfect. Now the secret is that you don't want to glue this shut. So when you do it, I just flip it over and look at it like this to line it up, to know where I should have adhesive and where I should not have adhesive. And I'm going to put it right about there. You could use either the liquid glue or the snail at this point. Snail's just faster, so I use that one. And then I'm going to line it up again. So it looks like it's about even. It's covering up that middle. And press down. And that card is good. It's done. Isn't that awesome? Super easy, but it just gives a little bit of fun to it with that fold. And it makes it so when I write a message, I'd probably write on that side. So that side right here still says blank. All right. Who's ready for this next card? This one right here was actually designed by a fellow Queen member. Her name is Candace Anderson, and I got this one from a swap. This one's really neat because it has this extra top on it. So I think I want to call this one, because I get to name them now, Hangover. You kind of see it has this little piece here that goes over on this back side. So when we open it, it still can open. And we made it just the right size so it would still fit in an A2 envelope. So let's get ready for this guy. I'll tell you what you need. So this piece of paper is a little bit of different size than our usual card size. So this one is actually a 5.5 by 7, and then I scored it at 3.5 right there. Then I have these little strips to put on it. Pull them out. And these ones were just the same size as that bottom. So that's that 5.5 right here. And I did this at 1/2 inch and 1/4. We'll just put a little bit of liquid glue on here. Flip it over. I'm going to show you a really neat stamping technique with this card today. Usually I do my stamping beforehand, but I thought this would be a fun one to show. Put a little bit of glue on this one. I cheated again. No, it's smart. And I used that DSP to make my little toucan. I was able to cut him out of the paper beforehand. There is a stamp for him in here. See him right there? But instead, let me show you what I used. Oops, that pops out. I used these little frames here and was able to have those cut out from the DSP, which is pretty awesome. All right, let's get to our stamping now. Close my glue. The secret to the stamping is stamping off. I only use this one color. I'm using the Cabana. I'll flip it open. And what I want to do for each one of these, there you go, is I want to ink it and then stamp it off. So I'll just use this Post-it note here and show ya. And I'm going to kind of line it up. So I'm going to, that didn't come off too clear. So I'm going to go like that. There we go. And then I'll stamp on just like that. And just it was kind of like a faint image there. So I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to stamp on. I'm going to leave a little bit of space for the next present. And I'm going to stamp off and back on. See how it's making that two-tone colors. So I'm using one ink to get two colors. It's a great way to save and make different colors with one ink. All right, same thing, just different shape of present. I'm stamping it off and putting it on there. Here we go. I can't see if anyone's here today, so hopefully there is. If not, you'll catch me on the replay or on YouTube later. However, thank you for joining me if you are here. Same thing with the ribbon, the bow. I'm going to stamp it off and go to my tall present here. And that's just going to make it a little bit lighter. You'll see why. Just a second why we want this one to be lighter. Same thing, little bow. Yeah, stamp it off. Put it on the present. And we'll stamp off present. So super faint. You can't see it really well if you just look kind of close to it. Okay, so that's those little presents. Now we're not going to stamp off. We're going to use this happy birthday full on. I'm going to make it just, let's see, we'll go right about there. All right. So with this, I can overlap these presents a little bit, kind of look like this one, where you can still see the presents behind it because they're that lighter shade. Same color, just a little lighter. All right, let me close this up because I can't find a bone folder close by. Yep, we'll just have to do it old-fashioned way. Even that out. All right, next we need to add our hangover. Ooh, maybe I should show you my oops. So I did not stamp off with my ribbon the last time I made this card. And this is how it turned out. That happy birthday and the ribbon just completely compete with each other. And you can see how it is too busy that way. So we just moved our happy birthday a little bit and made sure we stamped off completely. All right. So for this part, we need to get our hangover piece just right. So I'm using a scrap of paper that's the same size of a regular card, that 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to put it right behind it. And I'm going to line up my circle like that, so I know that it'll be the right size when I put it in my envelope right there. Put just a little bit of adhesive on this backing. Right there, make sure it's lined up using that scrap piece of paper. And then he's good to go. A couple more steps and we're done. And we just need to add that twine. This is also retiring. And you'll notice that when I do twine, I rarely measure. So I'm just going to wrap it around 3 times. I'll even open up so it's a little bit easier. 2, 3. And I'll cut off. That I do need. I need scissors. I moved everything off my table so that I'd have space, and then I'm missing things. All right, cut this off. We'll tie a bow. So you can't get that gathered together right about that bottom quarter of this circle. Hopefully you guys are having a great Friday. We have nice weather here today. Kids are almost done with school, so it's a good day. We have about 2 more weeks of school for us. There we go. All right, last bit. We're gonna add our little cute toucan. Again, he got him from that DSP, so he has that on the other side of him. We'll put his dimensionals on him to pop him up just a little bit and put him over that ribbon. Oh, and you know what I forgot to do with our other card? I'll do it at the same time. I usually like to add rhinestones. They just add so much to any card or project. Let's see if I can't sneak this guy in here. Kind of like that. And then we have our cute little hangover card. Look what I grabbed though, bone folder. You will see the world of difference. Look how poppy this one is right now. This bone folder just makes it super crisp. And it'll lay so much nicer now. It doesn't try to pop up at me. But let's add that rhinestone. Let's put one right there. Get, on this one, and we need to add a rhinestone to this guy too. Let's give him a big one in this corner. And there we go. 2 fun fold cards. Which one do you like better? The koala bear or the toucan? The Hangover toucan. They're great. And I think I'm going to send this one to my nephew who's having a birthday next week. All right, you guys. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. Happy stamping. Thanks for visiting. Bye.